And people are always like superstitious anyway in our community. So sometimes they talk about seeing Wahunt. Wahunt is a devil. And they would talk about when a community is bad, like if people are doing bad things, then this thing would show up. Story goes that there was a house in the community there and people were partying, drinking. This would have been when I was a little girl again. And they said this being looking into the window at these people drinking and carrying on, that they saw that his fingerprints were burned into the windowsill. I didn't actually see this. This is a story that was told to me. It scared the hell out of me though. So I tried not to be a bad girl. And my mother wouldn't let me be a bad girl anyway. The other story goes that there used to be the house down by the river, and there was a lot of gambling going on there and drinking, which at the time was supposed to be really bad. They'd play cards and drink. And the story goes that one day this fine-looking man walks in all dressed up, asked to join in playing cards and the drinking, and they let him come in. But when he went to sit down, he raised his pant legs up as men do, and one of his legs was a hoof, which scared the head out of everybody. So I guess everybody took off out of this house. But those kinds of stories continue, okay? They also talk about 20 years ago, there was a lady. She said when people are bad, meaning in the community, that they start seeing this thing, which to them, Wahunt is the devil. It could be imagined. I don't know. It was broad daylight, and she said she went to look out, and she said she saw this being staring at a house across the street. She said she just kept looking at whatever this. It was black, it had a hood. It was all dressed in black, and she said it almost seemed to know that she was looking at him, but when he turned, he had no face. He had a hood up, but his face was like black. There was no features, right? So anyway, she said, I called to Nora or whatever, one of her daughters, and she said, Chikwi, where's the house? Come on, hurry up, and get over here. I see something. She's telling her in Indian, and they're like, like they didn't really believe her. So anyway, she said by the time she's took her time getting over to the window, whatever it was gone. There is talk about in the community about this, when there's people in the community doing bad stuff, then there's this other thing that they say they see, and it almost looks like a giant something, big, black, kind of sounds like when I've heard the stories, shaped like a bear or something. It's Wahunt. It comes in different forms, right? They said that the more bad stuff going on in a community, which could be drugs or whatever, then this thing gains strength and it becomes bigger. Anyway, oh my God, this is a funny story. One day, somebody had just told me that story, and I was babysitting at my Auntie Audrey's. She said, I'll be home by such and such a time. So I was looking out the window, her TV, but back then, 2 stations. So I was looking out the window, and we had just talked about that in the afternoon. This is funny, it's not scary. Down by the church, there's a light. Oh my God. I thought, holy cow, I'm seeing that thing. There it is. It's really, really big and tall and whatever. So I was terrified, right? And I thought, it's going to go away. No, here it was coming down. Hello. What it was Arthur Sapier, Artie, had his jacket pulled up over his head. So he looked like he's about 7 feet tall. And his jacket, and his arms were like this because his thing was pulled up. Oh my God, he scared the hell out of me. But it was right after the story about this big thing. It gets really big and blah, blah, blah and whatever. And I was like, I saw it. So anyway, he scared me half silly, but it was just that. You just hear the story and the next thing you know, you see somebody. Wow. I had a friend here. We were talking about Wahunt, which is the devil. And she said this, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I didn't want to find out. She said that when you talk about Wahunt or the devil, you're inviting them into your presence. So she said, and the devil's work is done best at night, kind of. So she's like, if you talk about him, then it's like, oh, you want me near you, kind of thing. So I talked about him that night, but I haven't when it gets dark. I just don't want to take a chance off. So yeah, that's what she told me. That's it.